individuals going to tell us all about the table that's sitting up here in front of the room.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, fellow Marines and wives. It is with great pride and privilege to bring to your attention our remembrance table. The table is set in such a manner to remember our brave men and women who have served gallantly for our freedom. The 5 table settings for each branch of our armed forces. The 6th plate represents the prisoners of war and those missing in action. The white tablecloth is a symbol of their purity when answering the call to duty. A slice of lemon reminds us of the bitter fate of those captured or missing on a foreign land. The vase with a single red rose represents their life. Salt sprinkled on the plate reminds us of the tears each family shed as they awaited their heroes home from war. The inverted wine glass reminds us of those souls that are no longer with us. The candle represents the light of hope within our heart as we remember. Let us now lift our glasses as we remember the sacrifice they made to keep us free. Amen.
Now I'm going to ask our chaplain to come up and we are going to remember our deceased members.
Craig Buskey, Michael Machete, Leonard Chopka, James Murray, Joseph Siegel, William T. Turk, George W. Broker, Wally Stilts, Henry Sabota, Michael Palanchon, William J. Simmons, Albert Lawrence, James J. Musketti, John Hayden, Curtis Todd, Robert S. Elder Jr., Robert Banana, Raymond Trapper Oliver, Donald Somple, Charles Claypool, Donald E. Smith, Robert W. Galt, George Musselman, Louis A. Donati, Thomas Willett, Carl H. Dumpsick Jr., Thomas J. Tridico.
Who's dead?
You may be seated. The evening wouldn't be complete without recognizing one of the widows of our deceased members, and Mrs. Sabota is right here in front of me.
As I told everybody before, that's it. We're not allowed to have anybody else go. Everybody else has to stay around for many, many years. We lost a lot of good men this year and last year. We'd like to not have that happen anymore. I know it's next to impossible, but that's the way things go. Our next point of business here, I'd like to introduce a gentleman that 10 years ago we went to for some things that we needed taken care of, not only with the Marine Corps Lakeview, but with our Toys for Tot program that we have, that we run in Westmoreland County. And he has come on board and been with us ever since. And all we had to do was ask, and every time we look to ask this gentleman for anything, it seems like he doesn't know how to say no. We're waiting for the day he does say no, but hopefully that won't happen while we're still around. But our guest of honor tonight deserves everything that we give him, the recognition that we wish we could give him more, but we'd still like him to come up and say a few words if you'd like to. Jim Mazzarini, who is the managing partner of Texas Roadhouse, a couple of them, not just here in Greensburg.
Like you guys should be the guest of honor with everything you've done, the service you've given our country, and the sacrifices you and your family have made, being overseas and just being an active duty, and everything that it takes to be a Marine. I really respect that. I never did that myself, and I don't thank you guys for your service there. And then secondly, what you guys do, the Marines do with Toys for Tots is just an amazing thing. Giving back to the community is something I believe really strongly in, and it's something you guys do, being able to touch all those lives out there. And I know how much work and time you guys put into pulling that off. It's not easy. It's not an easy job at all, and I appreciate and respect that. So thank all of you tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, before our guest speaker, I'd like to recognize our officers of our league, which is Sergeant at Arms Marine Frank Adeline. Please stand and your names called, please. Our paymaster, which is Marine Joseph Nist. Our chaplain, who isn't here this evening because she is under the weather, which is Sandy Perrano. Our acting chaplain, which is Marine Bucket. Our adjutant, which is retired Gunnery Sergeant Joyce Aragoni. Our judge advocate, Mr. John Rossetti, who couldn't be with us this evening either. Our junior vice commandant, Marine Ralph Condi. Our senior vice commandant, which is Marine Richard Nichols. That is our officers for this year. That will change here come this month's meeting. There'll be new officers for next year. So thanks, gentlemen, for all your service and for what you've done for me the last 2 years. Thank you. And we'd be remiss if we did not thank the ball committee. Without them, with their diligence and hard work and scheduling and this and that and everything else, this wouldn't happen. So with Marine George Whipkey, Marine Frank Analine, Marine Chris Demarest, did I get it right? Okay. And Marine Joyce Aragoni, please stand. That is the ball committee and all its partners.
He's reading.
If anybody has any suggestions, go see them for next year. Because they've already volunteered.
No, George didn't.
They've already volunteered. Our guest speaker tonight is one of our own. I've known him now for, well, probably many years. They've probably known me anyway. But it's been my privilege to know this man for the last 17 years that I've been a part of this detachment. Not only do I can call him a great Marine, but I can call him my friend. So, Mr. James Ward, would you please step forward?
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start out by thanking George Whitby, the Ball Committee, and the officers of Detachment 834 for giving me this honor to speak tonight. I truly, truly appreciate it. Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
That's certainly good. I got fast here. Tonight's speech is actually very short. It's short for 2 reasons. First of all, tonight's not a night for speeches. It's a night for remembering. The second reason it's short is although Marines can talk for hours about the Marine Corps, the ability to listen is somewhat limited.
Amen.
That is the truth. For those of you who are not Marines, I hope you leave here tonight with an understanding why we do this ceremony and why it's so important to us. For you Marines here, I have 2 things I want you to remember with me. Think back. The first one is graduation day at Paris Island. It's graduation morning. You're getting dressed. You have something in the palm of your hand that has to go on your uniform. You open your hand. What is it? It's our emblem. Think back to what it felt like when you traced it with your fingertip. What it meant to you. And what it means to you now. The second thing I want you to remember sometime tonight is now you're up to the grinder. The adjutant's moving up. The ceremony is getting ready to begin. The band's there. The platoons are lined up. You're at ease. There's only one thought in your mind. God, don't let me screw up. But just before it starts, your senior drill instructor yells, "Attention!" And one last time he looks at you. He said, "Gentlemen, you march today, but you don't march as a recruit. You march as a Marine. You are a Marine. Gentlemen, you're still a Marine." 2 other quick announcements. One is to my family who are here tonight. I promised them that I will try to speak slowly and enunciate. For it seems, according to them, when I get in a hurry, I speak a form of lean slangs that is heard nowhere else in the world. And the other thing I have is for Marines in Detachment 834 or anyone else who knows me. I can't make you a promise. The only thing I will tell you is I will try to get through my speech without yelling at anyone or swearing. It's not a guarantee. All right, let's begin. The statement, "He's a Marine," may at times seem arrogant. But is it? If you understand the Marine Corps and accept its values, duty, honor, country, you know the Marine Corps teaches you how to live. For a Marine, esprit de corps, a French phrase meaning the spirit of the Corps, is what separates us from all other military services. Esprit de corps is what makes the Marine Corps special. But what is that spirit? That brotherhood that unites us, that brought us all here tonight to celebrate this day, that keeps the Marine Corps as vital today as it was 238 years ago when this all began. And where does it come from? New Marine recruits study the history of the Corps, its many battles, its heroes, and they are taught you are to add to it, never take away. Though other military services may promise adventure, personal development, or a way of life, the Marine Corps perspective is clear. Marines fight. Military music also reflects this. The caisson song, the Army's theme, says nothing about battles or the honor of war. The Navy's Anchor Away describes the wonders of life on the water. The U.S. Air Force song speaks only of the freedom of the skies. Only the Marine hymn mentions combat. It tells of Marine battles fought and won for the freedom of our country and the world. It stresses the valor of Marines who for more than 2 centuries willingly faced down the enemy. Clearly, there is a choice here. You may join the Army, Navy, or Air Force to see the world from the ground, sea, or air. But if you enlist in the United States Marine Corps, you will be prepared for war. An Army recruit is called a soldier. Enlistees in the Navy and Air Force are designated sailors or airmen before the ink is dry on their enlistment papers. The enlistment contract means nothing to the Corps. A Marine recruit is just a recruit. Nothing more, and many times something less. Until recruits prove themselves, the title of Marine is just a dream. They can be dismissed if they lack the mental stamina it takes to become a Marine. Ask a Marine to name a battle that was fought in World War I, and he will have little trouble describing in epic detail the story of Belleau Wood, and how the Marines of the 4th Brigade, 5th and 6th Regiments defied logic and attacked. Without artillery or air support, they faced German machine guns, armed only with bayonets, grenades, and the Marine spirit. They knew the French had tried and failed. The Marines took Belleau Wood that day, and that day the Germans named them Duffelhunden, dogs of the devil. The other military services have rich histories as well, but they do not stress them or expect recruits to learn from them. This is not a criticism. This only shows how esprit de corps makes Marines who and what they are. Recruits learn what their uniform means and the traditions of the Marines who came before them. They learn to be proud of the uniform and what it represents. You can learn to do many things in the military, but before you can wear the eagle, globe, and anchor and claim the title, you must know about the Marines who made the emblem and title meaningful. As long as you revere the legacy of the Corps, you can take your place in line, a line that is unified in spirit and purpose. A soldier wears a branch of service insignia on his collar, metal shoulder pins, and a cloth patch to identify his unit. Sailors wear rating badges that identify what they do for the Navy. Marines wear only the eagle, globe, and anchor, together with personal ribbons and their cherished marksmanship badges. There is nothing on a Marine's uniform to indicate what he or she does, nor the unit in which he or she serves. You cannot tell by looking at a Marine whether you are seeing a truck driver, a computer programmer, or a machine gunner. The Corps explains this as a security measure to conceal the identity and location of units. But I don't believe that. Marines love publicity. So this is very likely not the true explanation. No, Marines are anonymous by conscious design. Every Marine to the Marine Corps is a rifleman first and foremost, and a Marine first, last, and always. The modern battlefield requires modern technical appliances, and since the enemy has them, so do we. But no Marine boasts mastery of them. Our pride is in our marksmanship, our discipline, and our membership in a fraternity of courage and sacrifice. They are all gone now, those Marines who made a French farmer's wheat field in Belleau Woods into one of the most enduring Marine Corps legends. Many of them did not survive that day. The Marines who came home could not survive the intervening 9 decades. But the Corps remembers them and honors what they did, so they, like their actions, have become immortal. All Marines die, but the Marine Corps lives on. Every Marine who ever lived is living still through the Marines who claim the title today. It is that sense of belonging to something that will live beyond our own mortality that gives us a light by which to live and a flame to mark our passing. To simplify it, the Esprit de Corps is simply a story of 2 Marines. One stands before you, one does not. At the age of 19, both went to war. One in 1917, one in 1967. At the age of 20, both received combat wounds. One survived, one did not. Both served with the 2nd Battalion, 5th Marine Regiment. This is why we are here. We celebrate tonight, not for ourselves, but for those Marines who came before us. We celebrate, as well we should, the honor and the legacy they have given us. And I wear this uniform tonight, not for myself, but for that young Marine private who gave his all. He died in France on October 4th, 1918, at the age of 20. His name was Wilbur Milton Moore. He was an uncle I never had a chance to meet. So I say to my uncle tonight, and to you, my brothers and sisters, happy birthday, December 5. Thank you.
Great speech. Thanks, Jim. Thank you. A couple little housekeeping things I'd like to point out to some people. Tonight in attendance, we have 2, I want to say, future Marines that want and are thinking about joining the Marine Corps. One is named Benjamin Hutchison. Please stand up, please. And one of them is Lincoln Honecker. I would like every Marine in this room to at least walk up to them and talk to them a little bit. All right? And everyone's not their secret to Marines themselves, so but I'd like every Marine in this room to at least walk up and shake their hand, congratulate them, wish them luck, and hopefully they'll follow in our footsteps. And the next time we see them at the ball here, they'll be here as Marines. That's what we're hoping for. Thank you, gentlemen. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming this evening. I hope you have a good time. Stick around. Pete's going to play some good music for us. Hopefully Ralph will influence him any. But hopefully he'll play some good music for us. Enjoy yourselves. Party. What's that? Oh, hang on. Green Aragone's got a few announcements she'd like to make to you too.
I always have enough. If you are not a member of the Marine Corps League and would like to get a copy of our newsletter and you have an email address, please see me and give me your email address and I'll see that you get a copy of our newsletter every month, except December. We don't do a newsletter in December. After all this is over, Bob Johnson, who's standing back here with the camera, he's going to be taking individual and group pictures up here, so you can take whoever you came with or by yourself up, and he will take pictures for you. And those pictures he's going to put up on Facebook. If you would like to know where that is on Facebook, I have little cards here. You can come and see me and find out what the name of our Facebook page is that you can find on Facebook. Now, you may not be on Facebook, so if you give me your email address, I can either send a picture to you, or it will be in our newsletter also. So you can also get it if you give me your email address. It'll be in our newsletter. That's pretty much our only options at this point. At this time, are we doing what else is next? Well, the next thing I'm going to do is a group picture. Okay. As soon as Doug's done, we're going to gather all the Marines up here for a group picture. As soon as he's done. Unless George has got something else.
Sure. With your permission, I'd like to carry on a tradition that we have been doing the last few years, having everybody stand.
Can we wait on that for, I know what you want to do, but can we wait on that for 1 minute?
Okay.
For 1 minute. I know what you want. I meant to ask Peter about it.
Very good.
Just hold on 1 second. What I like now is all the past Marine of the Year for Greater Greensburg Marine Corps League, please come forward.
Where are we going?
All, just come on up front here. All the past winners of Marine of the Year, if you were a Marine of the Year, come on up front here. I mean, is this all we have here? Is it four of us? Jim, Laura, is he still here? Where's he at? Well, that speech wasn't that bad, Jim. You don't have to drink yet. Come on now. We have a tradition of our own in the Marine Corps League. We pick one outstanding Marine each year to present our Marine of the Year award to. The person who wins it the previous year has to be in charge of the committee, and the committee gets together and decides who this Marine's going to be. This year's recipient of this award has given so much to this detachment, I can't even begin to know everything that he has done. He is an original charter member when this detachment started, and I'm really glad that we still have him, and I hope we have him for many years to come. Would Marine George Whipkey please come forward?
Yeah, we voted for George Marine of the Year, November 10th, 2013. There you go, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's the money that I paid you, Pete.